go train some chest, back, legs, a little bit of arms. It's almost 7 o'clock, so I don't know if I'll have time to get my full body in, but we'll see what happens. So welcome to another Natural Gallant bodybuilding workout vlog. And that's a mouthful. Wow, can't believe how long that is. I'm gonna shorten that up somehow. So anyway, welcome to another vlog. And today I'm gonna be training some chest, back, some triceps, and some legs. And I'm gonna do a light workout. It's more of a light workout and isolation workout. I'm not really doing any big compound lifts. I mean, they're compound, but they're not the big lifts, you know? And I did mention at the beginning that the gym closes early. My gym closes at 8 o'clock on the weekend. So I absolutely hate that about my gym. It closes too early on the weekends because I do like to work out late, and it's not like I've got much of a social life. I don't go out or do anything, exciting on the weekends, like you young bucks out there. But the thing is that I like to work out late because sometimes I work out half my body during the day, and then I come in later at night, and then I can actually get another body part or two in, right? So today, the gym closes early, and it is the only workout that I'm having today, and I only have time to get in about 4 body parts. So on that note, I also want to talk to you about something else that you guys are always in tune with as you train in the gym, okay? So all of you know this principle, you're all applying it, but I just wanted to bring some awareness to it, just so you can see something that is happening before your very eyes that you can apply to other aspects of your life. The key to success, because I was talking to a guy in the gym the other day, and he was just talking about success, and I'm not, a rich person or any of that kind of thing, but I'm rich in happiness. Okay, I'm a pretty happy person. I'm pretty fulfilled in a lot of ways, and I don't mean happy by being a giggling idiot about everything, but at the same time, it's just fulfillment. I have a certain amount of satisfaction. So somebody asked me, Jason, what would you do different if you had $1 billion in the bank? And I pretty much could say to you that I'd be doing the same thing. I'd still be making videos, still enjoying myself, still being artistic and creative in whatever endeavor I get into. And that's just what I enjoy. That's really my currency. Obtaining things isn't the currency for me. More than anything, it's more about what I can create instead of what I can get. On that note, I was talking to a guy in the gym the other day, and he's just obsessed with success. Every time I talk to him, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, I gotta get successful. I'm working on success. I said to him, who cares about success? What makes you happy? Like, what turns the lights on inside you? Like, what makes you smile when nobody's looking? What makes you tick? And he really had a hard time thinking about what makes him happy. Now, this conversation can get pretty deep, and I'm going to try to keep it as shallow as possible, seeing as this is a bodybuilding channel. But the fact is that you can only receive something if you're willing to give something. That's generally the purpose of life. I mean, if you're willing to give the effort to get out of bed in the morning, then you're going to receive the sunrise. It's kind of like that. And what all of you are doing when you go to the gym is you're willing to give effort, you're willing to give intensity, you're willing to give your time, you're willing to give your mental energy, you're willing to give all of this to your workout, and therefore you receive results, you receive satisfaction, you receive a pump, you receive some sort of comfort in the body. So there is this give and take that is going on when you work out. And this applies to all things in life. But in this social media age, we have a lot of people running around saying, what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? And everybody's looking at what they can get, but they're not understanding that that's only half the process. The complete process is in breath and out breath. Okay, so you give and then you take, or you take and then you give, but it has to go back and forth. Imagine somebody going to the gym and saying, I'm not going to work out until somebody gives me results, and then I'm going to start working out. Wouldn't work out too well, right? Really what this whole bodybuilding game is about is finding that center point of the pleasure within pain. And they're both the exact same thing. So you don't have to also look for cause and effect. You were already the effect and the cause at the same time. You're collapsing these polarities. Okay, so I know it's getting a little deep here. So on a shallower note, I performed about 5 sets of flies, dumbbell flies with about 90-pound dumbbells. And then I went to lat pull downs. And as you notice, I keep the tension on the lats. I do lean back a bit. I keep my back arched because the tension in the exercise is asking me to round the back, okay? So what I see a lot of people do is they hunch over trying to just pull the bar down as far as they can. But the back, although it's involved in some of that, what I try to do is take my biceps out of the movement as much as possible and pull as if there's strings attached to my elbows. So that way I'm really activating the lats. And as you can see, like my back isn't my weak point. And the reason for this is because I use my lats for everything when I'm rowing. I really use my back, even my traps as well. And, you know, also some of that is because of the shoulder instability from the shoulder injury. My back was forced to stabilize the shoulder quite a bit more, you know, to keep it from popping out, basically. So it's been kind of a blessing in disguise, right? So that's the great thing. Sometimes you can look at these injuries that you've received along the way in your life and look at them from a positive point of view. At least that's what I've had to do anyway. So, you know, apply that where you can anyway. But yeah, so I'm doing about 4 sets or 5 sets of lat pull downs. I don't always show you every single set because it gets a little boring. But from there, I moved over to some close grip bench, and I flare my elbows out for close grip bench. A lot of people out there are saying keep your elbows at your side, and I'm saying it depends on you. But this way, I keep all the tension on my triceps. And the reason why I don't straighten up at the top is because even though I get a little bit of a squeeze in my triceps, I start to activate a lot of my delt and my pec, and I want to keep those 2 groups of muscles out of the movement. I want to concentrate all the tension on my triceps. So this is where I feel the sweet spot is. So I moved from 135 to 225, and I basically like to work with 225 a lot. I can get a lot of reps, like 20 reps or so with this weight, so it really helps engorge those triceps with blood. I find when I come up higher, I can come up higher with the weight, no problem. I can come down lower, but I find that at that point I start to take the stress off of the tricep, and this is really a personal choice. Okay, so you have to work with your own joints in this. It's not like I'm telling you you have to do it my way, so feel free to find your own way. And, in the future, actually, I'm going to start doing some reviews on some fitness equipment, and one of those pieces of equipment I'm going to do a review on really soon is a barbell, because we have a lot of bad barbells and a couple good barbells in our gym, and I'm going to show you the type of barbell that I use in my home gym and where you can get it and all that kind of stuff. Because a great barbell, you really only have to buy once. That's the great thing about it. Once you get a good barbell, you don't have to replace it every year or two. You know, it's pretty hard to, especially when you're working with 300 or 400 pounds, 500 pounds, you don't need to worry about replacing that barbell. So stay tuned for that. So I went from barbell close grip bench to skull crushers with dumbbells, but I also started to do some close grip bench press with dumbbells as well to squeeze out a few extra reps to get that extra level of failure from the tricep extensions, okay, or from the skull crushers. Because sometimes I find that I might not be able to get a full rep with the skull crusher, but I can still push out a few reps if I change to a pressing type movement with the dumbbells in my hand at that point. And then it helps really push those triceps into an extra level of failure. This first set, I don't think I did the close grip on it, but then the next set, you'll see that I actually did apply that principle. So it really helps push that tricep into a deeper level of failure, and therefore you get more results apparently. So I'm sure some of you out there are gonna show me some results, but yeah, I find it works great. I really like the pump you get, so try it out. So from there I went to leg presses, and I just decided to work with a lightweight today. Here I am just warming up with a plate or two, and then I went to just 5 plates. I could easily do a much heavier weight, but I just wanted to pump some blood in there because my legs are sore from doing squats the day before. Ultimately what I try to do is I really do leg presses as if I'm a machine. It's almost like a piston. I just constantly just do these short ranges and just really hit the muscle and really get a deep burn. It's that mind muscle connection with the muscle belly itself. Once I start feeling that tension go towards the joints or into the hips or into the knees, then I know that I need to change my foot position or I need to change my range of motion, okay? But one thing that you guys need to know is to never let your butt leave the pad. If it starts to leave the pad, then you're putting your back at risk for a herniation. So as a general rule, keep your bum down on that pad. Don't let it lift off, okay? Because some guys try to lift the bum off just to get that extra depth, but that is a danger to the lower back, so you don't want to do that. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. I'll also have reviews of the different types of equipment that I use to film these videos, as well as training equipment and that sort of thing. So if you need any information, you could also get that at naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. So thanks a lot, and take care for now.